Shaboom! My name is King Legacy, the 7-star general, the host of Yard Settings on Selassie Radio, an award winner as well, an MC for Legacy Sound International. Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, tune into the lion voice, because time to tell our own story. So are you me, man? The lion coming on and boom and tell its own story. Africa and the world. Tune in, lion voice.
But as I told one of my clients, there's nothing much different than the dubplate culture than what you see people like Puff Daddy doing. What am I talking about? I'm saying that what is Puff Daddy doing? Puff Daddy became famous because he took the vintage R&B beats or riddims, we would call them in Jamaica, and he voiced new artists over these beats. The nostalgia helped to carry, and the lyrics helped to entice. So it's the same principle in dubplates. What's the difference? The difference is that Puff Daddy had to go through and clear and license that R&B beat to put him over, so now he can monetize that, he can sell it all over the world.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice.
On the track.
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Glory and honor in the name of his chosen queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Bansu, aka Dejazmatch Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Panafrican Happy Man. I'm an entertainment attorney, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, but right now, I'm the host of the Lion Voice. And anytime you see me dressed like this, you know already what time it is. It is time for Lion Law. And we have a very exciting topic today. Something that is very specific to the Jamaican music industry, to the reggae and dancehall industry, the industry that I'm very passionate about and that I want to see strive. And I told everyone this is the solution side of the internet, so we're gonna put some potential solutions out there. What am I talking about today? Today we're talking about dubplates. Today we're talking about music licensing. Today we're talking about authentic reggae dancehall culture. So we're gonna touch on all of these things. I'm gonna take you first on what is music licensing, how does music licensing work, what are dubplates, and then the pathway to the future. Before I get into the topic, I just want to give thanks to all of the subscribers. If you subscribe, you're part of the Lion Pride. You hear how clean my audio is today? Why is that? Because I have a microphone on my lapel that was purchased courtesy of the Lion Pride on Patreon. So big up all of the Lion Pride on Patreon. The investment that you have made in this channel, we are putting it to use, and we're going to invest and try to continue to increase the production. Now, let me just make something clear. My superpower is my network. I could make 100 phone calls and get 100 people into my Patreon within a 7-day span. I've not done that. Why? Because I want to earn my patrons. I want to do the work. I want to grind, because guess what happened? I've been recommending some of these things to my clients for years. So as an artist, as someone who has their own ecosystem, for someone who believes that the creative ecosystem is the way forward and the future, I have to live it. I have to show and prove. So I'm doing it organically, and it's a joy to see the slow but steady growth. So I just have to big up the Lion Pride on Patreon. Big up. Remember, you can become a part of the Lion Pride on Patreon. We used to have 10 people subscribing to the channel. We used to have 20. We're gone over 630 at the shooting of this video, and we continue to climb. So come on board early. Support the platform. The goal is a Rastafari owned network right here on YouTube, so that the Lion voice can be here on the second largest search engine. We also invite you to visit our website, because if YouTube decides that the lion are roar too loud, we don't want to lose contact. So make sure you go to the website, subscribe. We have the artist ecosystem outline out there that you can download for free. So go over there and we outline exactly what we're doing, so you can see how we break down the creative ecosystem and how to think about it. So all of that is happening. Beautiful thing. Let's jump into the topic. What is the topic? Again, dub plates and music licensing. So we're gonna first talk about what is music licensing. We've talked about the power of copyright. We've talked about the 6 bundles of rights that you're able to gain from your copyright. We talk about copyright. We've talked about the bundles of rights that you're able to get from your copyright. So all of that is relevant. You can go forward. Essentially, music licensing is taking that ownership of the copyright and allowing other people to use that copyrighted work, either on an exclusive or a non-exclusive basis. Remember from our Power of Copyright episode that there are 2 types of copyright. You have the composition copyright, that is the lyrics, the music that has been written, and then you have the sound recording copyright, otherwise known as the master recording, which is the actual unique recording session that has been captured in a physical medium. So you have the sound recording, you have the composition rights. You can have multiple writers that own that the same rights to a song. On the song recording side, typically that is the record labels that are owning the majority of the masters and that are licensing out the masters. So if I want to use a work, which is what we're going to come to with dub plates, I have to seek a license from the composition person, and in some instances from the sound recording if I want to use that unique version of that composition that has been recorded. We have all of that. So that's a kind of synopsis on what music licensing is. How does it work? What are dub plates? Dub plates have a long history. They were first called special. Big up to Danny Dread. I've had the opportunity to work with legend like Danny Dread, first man to cut Dennis Brown on dub plate. Man used to select sound in the days where Bob Marley, Stereo Mars, Volcano, so many different sound systems. Legendary Danny Dread, of course, the great King Addies, all of them by the legends like Danny Dread. Now, the dub plate was a special. So when they had the acetate, which was before they cut the record, you get a test copy, and you know what dub plate started was just a special copy of the song that nobody else had. So people like Duke Reed, Sir Coxsone, they would have these special. They would take off the name when you're clashing. You play this exclusive song. As Sound Clash evolved and things started to evolve, you would get the artist to call your name in that special recording. So this now became a unique, and you have studios like Arrow Studio, you have legendary studios like Mixing Lab, all different studios in Jamaica that used to cut dub plates. And I used to own be part owner in a sound system when I was living in Toronto in high school. We used to get dub plates sent up at the airport. We would get the dub plate cut, someone go to the airport, find someone willing to take up the dub plate in their luggage, and we would meet them at the airport and exchange and them thing there. So we go deep into sound system culture. I never Don't get me wrong, I was never a big sound man, and but we engaged in the culture. We saved up our money to buy dub plates. What we see in Jamaica with the dub plate culture is that it's largely informal. There's no paperwork anywhere along the dub plate chain. It's just a informal thing. And what happens is that the sound systems will take vintage Studio One or other types of rhythms, new rhythms too, and they will cut an artist, a song that's hot out a road, or a song that's specially crafted on these rhythms. Now, these songs are played in sound clash, they kill sounds, all of these things. But as I told one of my clients, there's nothing much different than the dub plate culture than what you see people like Puff Daddy doing. What am I talking about? I'm saying that, what is Puff Daddy doing? Puff Daddy became famous because he took the vintage R&B beats, or rhythms, we would call them in Jamaica, and he voiced new artists over these beats. The nostalgia helped to carry, and the lyrics helped to entice. So it's the same principle in dub plates. What's the difference? The difference is that Puff Daddy had to go through and clear and license that R&B beat to put him over, so now he can monetize that, he can sell it all over the world. He signed that artist to a record deal so he could sell this all over the world. He had the rights to utilize, or as the business says, exploit. We don't like that word sound over here, but that is the legal term. So let's get back to dub plates. We have a system right now currently, and I'm going to just give the solution. Again, I want to keep these videos short. We have a situation where there's no paperwork, so the sounds can use it, but they can't release, say, a mixtape, CD, or album that features some of their iconic dub plates. And some of these sound systems have iconic dub plates that are known around the world by millions of fans. But these fans can't own these unique. They can own them on cassette, but not in a presentation where you could hear the whole song play out. And I do believe there's a market for this. What I think needs to happen moving forward is that we have some standard dub plate agreements where we can get an agreement for the underlying rhythms like the Stagalog, Sling Ting, Punani, all of these different rhythms. Those producers would be able to quickly sign off on those, and then we have a standard agreement for the artist who's voicing the dub. This allows the sound to clear the music on both sides of the equation, and then potentially use, and there are things that can be put in place, milestones. If it sells over this amount of money, then a percentage can go to the artist or to the producer. There's all kind of ways that can craft it. The point is, I think we've come to a time in the business where we need to formalize the dub plate, and I think by doing that, because every sound system should be a record label. To be honest, they should be putting out songs, on their label, and this is how it started in the beginning. Duke Reed, all of these men had their record labels, and they were also putting out music. And because the radio wouldn't play the music that they were creating, this is why sound system culture emerged. So we have to go forward to our roots. This is a way, because right now sound business, let's be honest, for most sounds it's a hobby. They're not able to monetize other than go to one dance, couple dance a year clash, and this is where the dub plates are displayed. When these dub plates, I think if we put more time into cutting them, that would force sounds to be more unique, because you have to do the paperwork. So if I'm going to do the paperwork, I'm going to spend more time crafting a special that is good. I'm going to mix it properly, I'm going to master it, so the end user, which is the consumer in the dance, gets a better product. And I think the industry benefits as a whole. How do you feel about what I'm saying? A foolishness me attack? Please let me know down in the comments. Remember, if you subscribe, you're part of the Lion Pride. This is the Lion Law. Big up, honor the Lion Pride on Patreon. We mic up, we feel nice, the whole place light up, and a pure niceness. So keep with us, because we're just getting started on this journey. And we're going to be talking about all kind of legal topics. And I want to craft, because we have a lot of attorneys online, but very few that are looking at the reggae dance. So that's my niche that I want to just stay there. You know, I am one of the founders of the Jamaica Music Conference. I'm engaged in the music industry. So I want to really help to build Jamaica's music industry and connect it with the rest of the world. That's part of my divine mission. So again, talk to me, Soundman, all the people who watching this, talk to me. What can we do about dubplates? And how do you see us moving forward? Do you like the idea? Having the paperwork license, get sounds producing albums of, you know, dubplate compilations that they can monetize, that they could play on streaming services, collect streaming revenue, whole heap of things. And I'm going to be doing some sound system content in terms of from a legal and a business perspective, so that we can move this industry forward. Because we don't just want to talk and say, oh, the industry is in a bad state. We want to provide solutions. And that is because the time has come for the Lions to tell our own story. And this is the Lion's Voice.
Lion voice. Well, Haile Selassie the first of the Almighty, and this is the Dejazmatch Kwasi. Well, Destiny sound, legendary. Some sound not even worthy to be a secretary. Well, now pass the task to them. Them woulda full up the dance with their friend. Whole dance hall woulda full up with men. Whole night no song for the girls them. So we not play no games with them. See them on the road then a flames with them. Poor people buy airplanes with them. Take them to Africa, give new names to them. South America will do the same for them. Children no more pain for them. Black people no more chains for them. Rastafari he will reign again. Destiny them a champion, and them no afraid of no one. Some boy love one like them bad, so we send him go a hell go meet Satan. Destiny them a champion, play for Rastafari daughters and son. Some boy love run off them mouth, we slaughter them all like pagan. And the G's now go fight with them. Don't care who online a type for them. Don't care who a hype for them. From we stepping at the dance, we frighten them. Don't play it all night for them. Them a hidden, so lightning strike for them. Or light it a brighten them. Have to demonstrate the Trinity's might for them. Destiny them a champion, and we no afraid of no one. Some boy love one like him bad, so we send him go a hell go meet Satan. Destiny them a champion, play for Rastafari daughters and son. Some boy love run off him mouth, we slaughter them all like pagan. So we now waste no time with them. Gotta see Africa shine again. Africa dip on me mind again. Mount Zion mountains we will climb again. But me not share no sign with them. I know they'll just act blind again. Then I have to remind again that my people are the most high children. Destiny them a champion, and we no afraid of no one. Since our son love one like him bad, we send him go a hell go meet Satan. Destiny them a champion, play for Rastafari daughters and son. Since our son love run off him mouth, we slaughter them all like pagan.